Hey everybody, and welcome to New Release Roundup number 20. That's crazy, I've done 20 of these already. And for number 20, we have a whopper of a show for you today. We have 80 titles to talk about. I have not made one of these. I skipped a week because I was gone on vacation the week prior. That's when I normally form these. And oh my God, I came home to the biggest stack of movie mail that I have ever came home to. Not that that's a bad thing. It was like heaven to me, just opening up all those boxes, getting all these goodies that you see here. You saw the thumbnail. You know that I have a lot of movies to go over, so let's waste no more time and start doing that. But if you like to keep up to date on a lot of the new release titles coming out in the physical media realm, make sure you give me a follow. Make sure you like this video. Spread the word, because physical media needs the word spread as much as possible. But let's waste no more time and start with, can you see the stack? You can't see the stack. Okay, there's a hefty stack over here. I'm gonna start out with a big hefty box set. Inside the Mind of Coffin Joe. I was lucky enough to do a physical media pen pals video with Christian from 1 Minute Critic. And this is a box set that has just been kind of, I've had my eye on for a long time, but I've never pulled the trigger on it. I will slowly, quickly show you some of the movies and the art that's included in this set. I like to kind of do a deep dive on every single piece of movies that I'm adding to the collection, just so you can kind of see them a little bit and be like, oh, hey, I'm on the fence on this release as well. This one isn't new. I promise you the rest of these, the majority of these are going to be new, but sometimes I throw ones in just because they're movies that I'm adding to the collection. I'm getting them from one stack over here to another stack of movies that I need to put away. So stay tuned for all of those videos as well. But Inside the Mind of Coffin Joe, very happy to add to the collection. Thank you once again, Christian, for doing the physical media pen pals with me. If you want to be a part of that, kind of reach out to me and we can see what we can do. The lineup of people that want to be on it is big. So that makes me very happy and excited. Next up, we've got a double dose of Borderlands here, folks. I was excited to see Borderlands personally. I'm a big fan of the gaming franchise, and by a big fan, I mean I played 1 and 2 a lot, and then 3 came out and I didn't play it at all. But 1 and 2, I probably put at least 100 hours into each of those games. I love them so much. Here is just your standard 4K edition of Borderlands. Nice looking slipcover. These 4K slips look very nice. I like the 4K slips. I like the rounded edges that the slipcovers have. Here is a look at just the packaging. Pretty much exactly the same thing. A lot of the special features on here: Borderlands from game to screen, meet the team, all aboard the death choo-choo, bringing Borderlands to the screen, badonkadonk time, fashion and action from Pandora, and high-tech hellscapes. And I was able to read that to you because I have another copy in my hands. This is the Amazon exclusive steelbook. And out of both steelbooks that got released, there was a Walmart exclusive and an Amazon exclusive. I much preferred this version just because this shows off the entire cast. I do like a concept steelbook, and having the steelbook as Claptrap is a pretty dang good way to go. But just look at this reveal. You ready? Look at all of the glorious artwork just popping off of this release, all the different characters that are introduced. I like Bobby Lee. I'm excited to watch this movie, even though I've heard nothing but terrible things about this movie. I'm an Eli Roth fan as well. I'm just intrigued by this film, and I'm hoping that a lot of the critics are wrong and that this movie is good. But I mean, this steelbook is just popping with color on every ounce of it. I don't know if you can see here, but there we go. There's a first release pressing on all Lionsgate steelbooks. The inside, we have, I really like the way that the discs are pressed here. I think the design on there is very classy, but I'll take these out and showcase off the Tiny Tina's Tea Party right there. Look at that. I don't know, I just think this release is oozing with style. To me, this just looked like a knockoff of Guardians of the Galaxy, which to me does not sound like a bad thing. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Why wouldn't I want to see that? But with Jamie Lee Curtis and Cate Blanchett and Jack Black and yeah, I guess Kevin Hart, I guess. He's the only one that seems out of place in this movie to me. But let's slam this in. God, Lionsgate just does slipcovers different. They do a hell of a job, folks. Gotta put these on the stack over here. Gotta be a little bit organized when I'm going through some of this stuff. But now let's go over a couple of titles I got from MVD Entertainment. First one up, a new 4K, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I have wanted to watch this movie forever, and I've just never gotten around to it. Glad I'm finally able to do so in glorious, glorious 4K. So many special features on here, but the one I'm most excited about is that there is a making of documentary, The Making of Elvira, a 2018 version of this feature-length documentary on the making of the film, including interviews with various cast and crew. Awesome. What's also awesome is that if you have the slip, you can flip this artwork around and have the original poster artwork. I'm always a sucker for that, so I'm gonna do it every single time. Like I said, I've not seen Elvira. If you have, let me know in the comments if it is good or not. I have the sequel over there too. It's called Elvira's Haunted Hills. I've just never had it in my collection, so I've never looked to watch it. Now I am glad I'm able to do so. Next up, latest edition from Synapse Films, we have Infinite Santa 8000. Really didn't know anything about this, but I'm always looking for new stuff to watch on the holiday season. This is a post-apocalyptic heavy metal animated Christmas classic. Okay. This seems very, very weird. I guess it is based off of a web series, and the only reason why I know that is because the complete original 13-part web series is on here with commentary. I feel like there's a lot of love and care going into this release, so I'm excited to give a new Christmas movie a watch. Next, I'm going to quickly just scan through. Previously this week, I put up a Scream Factory Shocktober sale haul. I'm going to quickly go over them. If you want to have my more detailed thoughts, you can watch that video. We got the Rec Collection. We've got Upgrade on 4K. We've got Silent Hill. We've got Teen Wolf with the Slip. We've got Tales from the Hood. We have the Autopsy of Jane Doe. And I also, this is not a movie, but it's movie adjacent, John Carpenter's Lost Tracks, Lost Themes 3. Like all three of these soundtracks, they are absolutely phenomenal. If you're a fan of John Carpenter, totally recommend you listening to that. But plowed through all of those. Let's continue down the scary train though. And here's another video that I already made this week. A Nightmare on Elm Street. I had 3 different versions of this come in. Here is the nice beefy box set over from the UK. I already did a full breakdown of everything included in here, so I'm not going to do that on this video if you want to go look at that. It is still elsewhere, but I will show off the amazing artwork. The main reason why I wanted to pick this release up was for that original poster artwork on Steelbook. It's just, yeah, hard to get any better than that. But we also have the standard edition, or I guess, okay, it is standard edition. I didn't know if they put collector's edition on this one or not. Here's a standard 4K edition of A Nightmare on Elm Street. And then I also have the US Steelbook for A Nightmare on Elm Street right here. And I do love this artwork so much. I think it looks very classy. I love the retro sheen that they threw on here with the stripes going down, with the horror sticker, with the Warner old school logo. I hope more companies do releases like this because I love a little bit of originality when it comes to my Steelbooks. But there's one Steelbook. Let's go down a Steelbook rabbit hole, shall we? I also got Five Nights at Freddy's, and mine came in dented. I did not say that on the original video. Tried to hide it as well as I could. But yeah, I love collecting Steelbooks, but when there is any damage on them, it just like, oh. The damage couldn't have been like in a spot that I won't recognize it. Like this is just shooting a bullet in my heart, man. There's the back. Here is the inside, and I won't take the discs out of this one just because it's just a whole bunch of little kid artwork in there. All of these Steelbooks are currently out now, but all of these came out in October. If you're ready to get out of Halloween spooky season and ready to go to the next holiday, we have Thanksgiving. And yes, this steelbook looks absolutely freaking gorgeous. Love this movie. Love this steelbook. It definitely beats the Blu-ray edition that we got that I also have over there. I'm gonna have to switch my ticket stub from that one to this one. Yeah, just very happy to add Thanksgiving to the collection. Again, I mentioned that I do like Eli Roth, so I think this is his best movie he has made in a decade. I was a huge fan of this movie. I'm glad it got made from the Grindhouse trailer because I had a blast watching that. I watch that every Thanksgiving. I'm still going to, even though this is here. But Thanksgiving week, I will rewatch Thanksgiving in glorious 4K. Going over this one very quickly because I know nothing about it. We have The Chosen Season 4 on a Blu-ray steelbook. It is 8 episodes, 552 minutes. The only reason why I'm showcasing this off heavily is because it has like a hidden debossing. I think it's absolutely cool. And definitely the coolest thing about this release. I like that there's the divider in here for the 4 discs, but honestly, know nothing about this show. So I'm showing it to you, and it's gonna go in the collection and be there for a while. Here's a release that I never knew I needed in my life, I guess. I love Jordan Peele, but meshing 2 of his IPs I didn't know was possible. Having Get Out and Us on one image. This image is fine, but this is the image that sold me. The sunken place mixed with the golden shears. Absolutely love that. I already had Us on 4K. I did not own Get Out on 4K, so I'm very happy to have all of Jordan Peele's filmography on that glorious format. And I also love, again, the divider. And this divider clicks into place. It's the little things. It's the little things with me, with collecting physical media that are just like, ooh, that's nice. On one side, you have Get Out, which is why I put the Get Out 4K. They had this swapped over. They did not have the Get Out on the Get Out side and the Us on the Us side. That messed with me, so I decided to switch over the discs, because as collectors, you can kind of do what you please with your collection once you get it in there. Another movie that I traded with Christian on the Physical Media Pen Pals was The Blackening. I did not watch this when it came out last year. I always had a hankering to do so. Never really picked it up or saw it cheap enough to pick up. I was able to trade for it. Again, in 4K, so very happy about that as well. Let's go and do some Kino Lorber titles now. Kino Lorber titles. I have a nice stack of them, and I think I have a couple different sections of movies here. I literally just kind of threw everything down on the table. I'm like, I know I'm going to talk about all these. Let's just go. First up, we have The Falling Star. Don't really know too much about this, but it's the latest caper from Fiona Gordon and Dominique Abel, who made Lost in Paris, but literally don't know anything else about it. Watched the trailer, thought it looked pretty entertaining. That's why I had it sent my way. Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Clint Eastwood, Jeff Bridges, a heist-ish movie. I mean, this kind of makes me think that it's a heist. I know, trying to find... Thunderbolt is a former thief whose razor-sharp wits and steely nerves made him a master of his profession, but he's about to re-enter the criminal world with a new partner, Lightfoot, Jeff Bridges, a brash young drifter whose energy and exuberance gives the veteran a new outlook on life. I mean, yes, this sounds amazing. I have not seen enough Clint Eastwood movies, and this is one that I have seen the artwork for when I worked at Hollywood Video. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally give this sucker a shot. Very happy to add it to the collection. On a totally different realm, I'm also a fan of like the 80s teen comedy, the raunchy-ish stuff. And this looks like one of those raunchy adventures with Up the Creek. I say that because one of the pinnacles in that subgenre, Animal House. This has Flounder and Otter from Animal House. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing with that casting. They knew what they're doing with like the blow-up doll as the raft here. I think I'm gonna have a fun time. Hopefully, this is a hidden gem in that subgenre. Next is a movie that has been hidden for a very long time, but I remember renting this as a kid. It's Fluke, with Matthew Modine, Nancy Travis, Eric Stoltz. I remember watching it as a kid. I remember this cover very vividly, but I've not seen it since I was like 8 or 9 years old. So I have 2 kids who are around that same age. So I'm hoping to pop this in and catch their attention, and hopefully they like it as much as I did when I was a kid. A movie that I have not seen yet is The Monster Squad. I know, but I have it in the collection. I need to watch that, because I also got a documentary about the Monster Squad. Wolfman's got nards! But this is more than just about the Monster Squad. This is about looking at like cult movie geek culture as well. I don't know, I'm a sucker for a good documentary, so Wolfman's got nards definitely got my attention. Now let's sprinkle in a couple of Umbrella Entertainment releases, shall we? And I will try to go over as much of this as humanly possible. First up, we have Intruder. I have seen Intruder. I have the Synapse Films Blu-ray version of Intruder. I think it's a fun slasher movie. The setting is what really stamps it. The originality of having a slasher in a grocery store. Yes. And there's a bunch of fun cameos in here too. We have Ted Raimi, we have Sam Raimi, we have Bruce Campbell. There's just a lot of fun to be had with this movie. From the creators of Pulp Fiction and Evil Dead 2 is what it says on the slip. I mean, the artwork on Umbrella Entertainment releases, second to none. They put so much love and care into all of their releases. Look at this amazing artwork that's on here. Oh my God, it's so good. There's a short film on here, which is awesome. Love to see that. There's 3 short films. The Blind Water, Toro, Cleveland Smith, Bounty Hunter. God, there's 4. Attack of the Helping Hand. That's what I love. Seeing a movie, and if you like that movie, going into that director's filmography and having those movies ready to go in the special features. One of the reasons why I love collecting physical media like this, because I don't know where else I would find that director's short films besides like randomly searching YouTube. That's about it. Here's everything that's included in the set. I'll try to do a nice zoom in on that. Hopefully it's focusing a little bit. All of these collector's editions are numbered. I got number 347 out of 2,000. And again, I love having they're not J cards, but you just kind of, they come on here. You never get any sticky residue-ness tampering with the art. You can see it on this piece of paper. You never see it on the cardboard. Absolutely love that with Umbrella releases. And I always just put these in the box because it fits. It's nice. We have a booklet. It's a book. Can you see any of that? There we go. It's a book. Flippy pages. And then even cooler is that we have a replica of the magazine Gore Zone from 1989. Umbrella has been putting out a lot of these recently. They put out like a GamePro magazine for Super Mario Brothers. We'll get to another movie that has another magazine replica in it, but as you can see, like, this is just a magazine. Like, they take no expense. They get the rights to whatever magazine was coming out that month in that year, and they just put it back into circulation, which, give me this type of booklet over a essay booklet any day of the week. Give me video essays on my special features. Give me booklets that are kind of like time capsules all in their own. I love that. Absolutely love that. Umbrella, keep it up. Yes. Bravo. Let's do one more box set from Umbrella. We're gonna kind of spread the Umbrella wealth in this video. Next up, we have Thesis. And I don't really know too much about this film as well. Looks like I got number 806 out of 2,500. Right there, you can kind of see a lot of the goodies inside. But I will show off the glorious artwork, both on the slipcover. Look at that. Looks nice. I love they're so subtle. The gloss pops, I'm trying to like hit the lighting the right way. The gloss pops on their releases. It's just, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. This is a 4K, no less. A 4K of Thesis. And as you can see, when you get the movie, it always comes with the Australian rating bug on the bottom. That bugs me because it literally means nothing to me. So one great thing about Umbrella releases is that if you flip this, you have that same artwork but without that bug. So you just flip it and have it show this way so that annoying Australian bug is hiding. And yeah, again, they just, I don't know, there's something about Umbrella that just kind of speaks, there's a quality standard that they hit that not a lot of other boutique labels hit, that they think of a lot of different things. I don't know, I love them. I've been partnering with them for a couple of years, and personally, I think this year is like the breakout year for Umbrella. They've had so many great releases this year that are finally getting them enough attention in the States to where I think, I think they are just growing. I love their trajectory right now. It's just good. It's just good. It's all good. And then there's cards too, but I don't need to show you the cards to each and every one of these releases. Again, I made a short form video going over all of these. I just thought I'd do a long form on YouTube as well. But let's keep on going. We got a lot of movies. I don't even think we're halfway done here. Let's get another big beefy box set out of the way. We have Columbia Classics, Volume 5. I have Volumes 2, 3, 4, 5. Did not get Volume 1. But Volume 5, man, every time that these come out, they are just nice. The quality on these things, the purple, oh my god, the purple and the gold absolutely shine, my friends. I love these sets. They open up and are just very, very classy. Look at that Columbia logo right there. The movies are housed in these nice little hidey hole doors. There's also a booklet that I don't know if I can get, holding it like this. There we go. A booklet right here. But I guess I'll show the booklet off first because there's some nice secrets in the book as well. Nice hardbound coffee table book right here, just going over every single movie. Lovely packaging. But in the back here, there's also a bonus disc, and it's a bonus 4K disc, which is nice. That houses 4 hidden gem movies from Columbia's catalog from the 1920s. I will pop up the titles down here just so you have them. They're movies that I really haven't heard of, but it's nice that they are getting a physical media release anyway. All 4 movies are on one 4K disc, but at least they're getting a release nonetheless. These are movies that would just kind of be lost to time if not for amazing box sets like this. But let's go over each movie, shall we? First off, we have All the King's Horses. Or All the King's Men, excuse me, All the King's Men. The Best Picture winner of 1949. There's that. We have On the Waterfront now, Best Picture winner of 1954. This release is crazy. And I'm gonna open this up just to show you, because there are 3 4Ks in here, and each 4K shows off a different aspect ratio of the film. One unfortunate thing, they are double stacked, which I'm never a fan of when I get these suckers. So I have to kind of, especially with 4Ks, 4Ks scratch so easy, it makes me nervous to pop them out like this. But we have the 1.371 edition, we have the 1.661 edition, and then we also, if I can get the Blu-ray out of here, we also have the 1.851 edition. That's just a level of insanity on a release I've never seen before. But for On the Waterfront, I think it is well-deserved insanity. You cannot get a more comprehensive edition of this movie than you can in this Columbia Classics set. Next up, we have the winner of 1966's Best Picture, A Man for All Seasons. There is the artwork there. Boom, boom, nice and pretty. All of these slipcovers have quotes on the back of them. Always nice to see, and not quotes from the film, but like quotes saying, oh man, this movie's amazing, from very respected retailers. Like that one was the New York Times. Speaking of Times, here's a timeless classic. I guess you can say that nowadays. Tootsie. I've never seen Tootsie. I know I need to see Tootsie, and now I'll be able to watch it on glorious 4K. So that's very, very nice. I'm very excited. Out of all these movies, this is probably going to be the first one that I pop in. But here's a Scorsese blind spot for me too. The Age of Innocence. I am not the biggest fan of like this type of time storytelling. Just the Victorian era, I guess. 1870s is when this takes place. don't have a lot to relate to for me here, but I love watching filmographies of directors I love, and it's hard to beat Scorsese. Gotta watch this. Another director that I love, Greta Gerwig. Have not seen Little Women. I know. This kind of came and went for me. It's one that I need to watch, and I know it's one that I'll be able to watch with my Little Women in my household. They will hopefully help me finally pop this movie in and get it in rotation. But yeah, those are all the 6 movies that are in the Columbia Classic set. Actually 10 movies, but 6 that have their own individual case. Good stuff. The packaging on here is like it's nice and kind of a gloss poppy right here, and there's like some texture pops on these suckers as well, but then it's like a velvety, nice sheen. The boxes are great, and more often than not, if you wait about 4, 5, 6 months, the price drastically drops in price. So I would recommend, at least if you like collecting physical media, have one of these box sets in your life and see if you like them. Because I think once you have one in the collection, you'll want to kind of expand and get more in there. I really like Volume 4. I really like Volume 2. Volume 5 is very, very nice. It's just nice to see a Hollywood company releasing a lot of their back catalog in a grand box set like this, because it just doesn't really happen these days. Next, let's do a couple of films from Severin Films. Yes, 3 of their new release titles. First one up, we have The Mad Bomber. Ooh, and look at that just slip out of there but not fall all the way out. I'm gonna push this back in first off because I gotta show off the amazing debossing that Severin Films slipcovers have. Looks very, very good. Just adds to me wanting to collect every single thing that they have, because that is next level embossing. There's embossing on the spine right here as well. Just mighty, mighty nice. And I love the old school artwork that they decided to go with on the back of the slipcover here. Here is the Mad Bomber. Got the front. Got a bunch of special features on the back of this one as well. It will blow your mind. Totally uncut and uncensored with all new 4K scan and special features. Very, very cool to see. Next movie we have to talk about is The Red Light Bandit. Again, I do not know much about these movies from Severin, but I have loved collecting for Severin pretty heavily this year. I think they put out a whole bunch of hidden gem movies. My latest episode of my podcast, Boutique Talk, had the guys from Dead Pit Radio on there, and I loved talking Severin Films and Cemetery Man with them specifically. I think this thing, I love Cemetery Man. I'm hoping that I love The Red Light Bandit just as much. Looks like a black and white Italian film. Here is the inside of this one as well, just in case you wanted to know what the inside looked like. And last but not least, we have Don't Change Hands, a dark and graphic fantasy. This looks like an erotic thriller of sorts. I guess you can kind of tell right there. Here, this one is the North American Blu-ray premiere, which is very, very cool. And it looks like a release that came out from Altered Innocence, Knife and Heart. That director has like an appreciation special feature on here, which is very cool to see. I enjoyed Knife and Heart, so if that director likes Don't Change Hands, then that makes me more excited to watch this one as well. Next up, I have a couple more steelbooks to show off, all right? First one, Deadpool and Wolverine. Is the price insanely stupid for this? Yes. Yes, it is. Does the steelbook look nice? It does. I do like the imagery here. I wish they would have done more with the back. Do more of like a Borderlands where every single ounce of this is covered in nice artwork. This seems a little bit on the lazier side. I do like how those symbols are on the discs. I enjoy that a lot. And then on the inside, I'm not going to take the discs out, but there are just a whole bunch of Deadpool variants in here. I thought this movie was okay. I really don't like the trajectory that Disney and Sony, since Sony's putting out Disney films, is putting on their 4K steelbooks. I think it's absolutely insane with this. Alien Covenant. There's another Sony one that just got announced that has like a crazy, crazy price. The thing is though, people bought this. It did not matter that they were selling it for 50, 60 bucks. People wanted Deadpool in their life. I'm assuming Alien will sell well too because of that fact, but you can't continue to push the $60 threshold on just your basic steelbook. I don't think it's going to do well for anybody, really. I feel like there's going to be less sales, and don't milk the collector, okay? We're keeping this format alive. Don't push us. Don't push us, people, okay? Next up, we have the Halloween trilogy. This one, I think this cost $50 for all 3 films. That's a way easier pill to swallow, in my opinion. Got the nice slip cover here. I like how it shows off what is inside, and with or without the slip cover on the picture on the back when you're selling it. It helps a bunch. There's Michael Myers on the back. I need to do a swapping slip covers with this pronto. I just thought of that right now. I will make a video on that. On the back, we have the butcher's knife right here with a whole bunch of stills from the movie. And on the inside, I will take these discs out, but here are the discs. Do I need to? I guess I do. It doesn't really completely show what all the images are on the inside. But here we have Laurie Strode, Michael Myers, mono, e-mono, going at it. There you go. Is this the best trilogy of all time? Absolutely not. Are there fun moments to be had in this trilogy? I think there are. I really liked the 2018 Halloween. Halloween Kills is kind of on the dumb side, but gory, and I love me some gory gloriousness. Halloween Ends, I was not the biggest fan of, but the last half hour of that movie, when it finally gets back to Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, I enjoyed the conclusion of that relationship, to say the very least, without going into spoilers on anything. Next up, we have The Crown, the complete final season. This is a show that I personally have not dug into just yet, but I have a couple friends who love it so much, and everything I've heard about it has been very, very promising. Just haven't gotten around to it, but I do love seeing special features for a TV show on here, especially for the final season, to kind of dig in, give yourself some closure. The Crown on Blu-ray. Now let's do another TV show, and this box is very, very beefy, folks. We have the complete series of Fear the Walking Dead. I was a huge fan of the original Walking Dead. I watched up until season 9 and kind of tapped out, but I have heard that Fear the Walking Dead is also very, very solid, and it continues to kind of like stair step and build. Like the first season, a little bit iffy, but the longer it goes, the better it gets. I'm always a fan of shows like that. My favorite show of all time, Breaking Bad, is like that. Started off good, ended up stellar. So if this is as good as Breaking Bad, I'm not saying that it is. It's made by the same company, Sony. This is out by Lionsgate. It's just nice to have a whole series, especially one of Walking Dead. I love me some zombies. To have it like right in your collection, you can just grab a disc, go on your way. Very, very cool. And this also has a digital code for the entire series, which is nice to see on a big beefy box set like this. But since I talked about Walking Dead, I think I have a few more Walking Dead releases here. I do. These are all from Acorn Media over in the UK. We do have US releases of this, but if you do just stick with the UK edition, these will work in your Region A player. First up, we've got Daryl Dixon, Season 1. Again, have not seen like any of the Walking Dead spin-offs, but I enjoyed my time with The Walking Dead. I've read every single issue of the comic. So to kind of have another spin-off with Daryl, a character that was not in the comic series, I don't know, it's cool. I would rather follow Daryl Dixon than a lot of other characters in that show. Daryl Dixon Season 1, I know it's got a steelbook release in the States. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought about this series in the comments, and Fear the Walking Dead. And this one, The Walking Dead Dead City. Two characters that are very randomly put together to me with Maggie and Negan are here and here. And it's interesting to, I mean, if you can get Negan, you're going to take Negan and milk Negan for all of its worth. Jeffrey Dean Morgan does a phenomenal job as the character. That's the main reason why I want to watch this. Having Maggie there, it's just kind of a nice little cherry on top. Like, oh, there's a couple of people from the original franchise off on its own spinoff. I love the Escape from New York, like, artwork that they decided to use with season 1. It says season 1. That means maybe a season 2 is coming. I know a season 2 of Daryl Dixon is on the way. I don't know about Dead City, but again, if you've seen this, let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I'm gonna start one of these. I just don't know which one to start first. But let's continue to go down the Acorn Media route with another show that I have not watched. I don't know any of my friends who have watched it, but I've heard very, very promising things from critics that I follow. And that's Interview with a Vampire. This is season 2, don't have season 1. I want to say this is on AMC Plus. Like, it's one of those random streaming shows that is coming to physical media. Absolutely love to see that. But again, don't know much about this show either. Need to get season 1 in my hand so I can finally watch season 1 before I start watching season 2. I think that's all the TV. Actually, this will kind of segue into more TV. This from Kino Classics is the latest edition in their Kino Cult line. This is the classic Ghosts, 1970s Gothic television. These are made for TV movies. You can see one of them stars Susan Sarandon. I love this Kino Cult line. I think it's very, very nicely done. Normally they have like different artwork you can swap out with. This one, unfortunately, does not. It's the only one that I can think of. But I love the artwork on the discs. Normally with a Kino Lorber title that I will show off, it's that KL Kino Lorber Studio Classics. I like this look of the discs a lot better. And you can tell what made for TV movies are on each disc just looking at the discs. Always nice to see. If you're looking for something completely random for Spooky Dookie season, the classic Ghosts. Sticking on the Kino Lorber train, here is a 4K to a movie that, again, I've been meaning to check out since I was like 15, 16 years old. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligula, people. Yes, I will be able to watch this absolute classic film in glorious 4K. And as you can see, there's different artwork here than there is on the slip, and that's because they are promoting the fact that there is a new score by Jeff Peele, who did the score for House of Cards. That's what he's most known for. So kind of cool that they're getting some new school aesthetics into this absolute classic. Has me very intrigued to check it out. This one doesn't have the KL because this one isn't a Studio Classics line. Disc doesn't look too bad. Here is a Kino Film Collection scanner if you want it. Here's that one if you want it. I don't know if you do or not. Comes with 2 discs with the 4K and the Blu-ray. Very, very nice. And there's also special features with Jeff Peele about how he kind of came up with putting the score to this absolutely classic horror film together. Sticking on the Kino Lorber train, we have 3 more titles to talk about from them. We have Youngblood, which is a hockey movie starring Rob Lowe and Patrick Swayze, which is a combination I did not know I needed in my life. I had no idea this movie actually existed. So yeah, absolutely bare bones on special features, which you hate to see, but I'm very intrigued to check this movie out. This seems like a quintessential winter watch to me, hockey movie. Let's get into like the January, February time frame. I will pop on some Youngblood. Next up are a couple of 4K titles. This movie I did not watch when it originally came out, but I will say I have liked a lot of the work that Jon Favreau has done. This movie got middling reviews when it came out, but I'm still intrigued to watch Cowboys and Aliens. It's just one of those movies that kind of came and went. The cast is absolutely stacked. We have Harrison Ford, we've got Daniel Craig, Keith Carradine, Clancy Brown, Paul Dano, Walton Goggins, Sam Rockwell, Wyatt Russell, Abigail Spencer. Like, there's a lot of great supporting talent in this. And then you got your 2 heavy hitter leads here. I've always been fascinated to check this. There are 2 different cuts of the film on here. We have the theatrical and the extended cut. I don't know which one is better, but it's nice to see 2 different cuts of the film on here as well. There's a making of on here to boot. Yeah. If I'm ever going to watch it, I'm glad I'm able to watch it in the highest quality possible. And last but not least, I have this Blu-ray from Kino already. Glad to see that I'm able to upgrade it to glorious 4K. And that is Brick, Rian Johnson, people. I love Rian Johnson as a director. I think he does great work with the Knives Out series. I really like The Last Jedi. I know that's a very divisive movie, but I'm on the fence of really liking that Star Wars. Brick is like the first movie I saw that he came out with. Looper, absolutely love. God, what is that other one? With Mark Ruffalo. It's gonna drive me crazy. The Brothers something. I want to say The Brothers Grimsby, but that's Sacha Baron Cohen. Oh my God, I will pop it up here. But that movie was fine, a fun little like twisty movie. This is like a film noir set in the early 2000s, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's been a very long time since I've seen Brick, but this gives me a very, very good reason to go and rewatch it, rediscover it. I've been meaning to for the longest time. I bought the Blu-ray, did not watch the Blu-ray, and I've had that in my collection for a couple years now. So very happy to give it the upgrade and very happy to pop this in whenever I do decide to recheck out some Brick. Let's do a couple more Umbrella Entertainment box sets because these suckers are beefy. Let's do the two. You know what? I'm gonna save those two super beefy boys till last. Right now, we've got Triangle, a movie again that I have not seen, but this came out around the same time. I remember seeing this at my Hollywood Video. I want to say it came out a little earlier than it did in my Hollywood Video days, but I remember seeing this specific cover on the shelf. Again, not this one. They do amazing work with their slipcover. I love the artwork here because you want to see the original poster artwork. Ooh, here's some like hidden embossing gloss pops on the triangle. Here's what the original artwork on the poster looked like. It's just whatever. Like, this seems very forgettable B-movie garbage. Everything else that I'm seeing with this artwork screams quality to me. Melissa George, Liam Hemsworth, Michael Dorman. It will twist you and terrify you over and over, says Fright Fest. Okay. Again, I don't know anything about this movie. When Jess sets sail on a yacht with a group of friends, she cannot shake the feeling that there is something wrong. Her suspicions are realized when the yacht capsizes in a storm and the group is forced to board a passing ocean liner to get to safety. The ship appears deserted, but Jess is convinced she's been on board before. Ooh, and I will say that there is a book. There's a little bit more to that synopsis, but this one other thing that had me very, very curious about this movie is when I was flipping through the book here, there are a couple instances of Groundhog Day and where was the other one? Hot Tub Time Machine. Like, is this a time travel movie? If this is a time travel movie, that definitely piques my interest. Or like Stuck in a Loop movie, like your Source Code, like your Edge of Tomorrow. Looper, like we already talked about. Like, if this is time travel adjacent at all, yeah, this is going like higher up in my must watch list pronto. It comes with a whole bunch of character cards here. Like I said, I've showed off, I'll show off all of these, I guess. If you've seen Triangle, let me know in the comments because I am very, very interested looking through the booklet and seeing, oh, there are similarities between Groundhog's Day and Triangle. Okay. And then we also have the collector's special edition. It's numbered, I got number 283 out of 1500. And if you're interested in picking up any of these Umbrella titles or any Umbrella title altogether, use my discount code on their website. It's steelbook15. You'll save 15% off of your order. And especially if you live in the States, that pretty much takes care of the shipping for you because shipping overseas is not cheap. So at least this way, you will just kind of pay for what they're asking for and not have to worry about the shipping. It kind of takes care of itself. And I love this company with a passion. I think every collector should at least have one box set from them in their collection. Next up, we have The Isle, which again, don't know anything about here. Looks like I got number 263 out of 500. Very, very limited release on The Isle. I will show this, but I think you kind of get the gist there. One of the rare exceptions to where the slipcover is the same art as the box. Kind of a bummer when they do that. I like to have a lot of different artwork all over the place on releases like this. But this image is very, very striking, and it's just kind of like, what the heck is going on here? But yeah, there is the eye. I guess, do you want it? I will look. This is a very thorough look through. You got to see the nice gloss pops on the slipcover too, on the blood, on the knife. Very, very nice. Again, the same artwork. And this is why I didn't want to show it off, because it's got some ooh la la's. Like, nothing's showing. I just want to be very thorough with like not showing anything. I don't want to. There's a video essay, which is very nice. Making of soundtrack featurette, making of the movie featurette. Renting a tiny floating cabin from the silent Jin. He spends his time in quiet contemplation, watching the other men fishing and day-to-day events unfold. But this isn't the only person watching, and in between her boat trips to supply necessities, fishing, bait, coffee, and sex workers, to the holidaying fishermen in the floating cabin, Jin is also watching life on the lake, as well as activities of her new guest. What unfolds is a haunting story of secrets, lust, desires, and dangerous obsession, all set against the backdrop of a beautiful, haunted landscape. Hidden gem alert? That's what this is kind of screaming to me. Hopefully, good things are to be had with The Isle, the book. The Isle. Flipping through here, hopefully there's no naughty bits, but if there's sex workers involved, there absolutely might be some naughty bits to this. Flip all this stuff back in. Those were 2 more box sets. There's 2 more Umbrella box sets to go that I will save to the very end that I don't think you're going to want to miss. They are both very, very good. And if you thought sex workers in here was something risque, there's a big beefy box set for an even more risque movie. But let's go over this stack, and then we have 2 more beefy Umbrella movies, and then we're gonna call it a day. But we still got like 15 titles to talk about. This is the latest from Radiance Films. This is Dagra Magra, and I both read the synopsis and watched the trailer for Dagra Magra, and dear Lord, number one, look at this. I love that artwork. This movie sounds absolutely insane. A young man kills his wife on their wedding day and goes insane. He wakes up in an asylum with no memory. As 2 doctors help him recall his past, reality and fantasy become blurred. Yes, please. Absolutely. Yes, please. This strip is normally housed in this column. I like to take them out and put them on the inside so I can see every single ounce of artwork that this has to offer. There's also a nice beefy booklet included in here as well. Dagra Magra, folks. I have another box set from Radiance Films. Let's just go right to that. Let's be a little, try to keep all of the Radiance stuff together. We have this absolute stunning beauty, Dae Gothic. It's Japanese ghost stories. There's 3 different movies included in this box set, and they include The Ghost of Yotutsuya? I'm terrible. I'm terrible at pronouncing foreign names. I love how each and every one of these has alternative artwork that you can use. Nice added touch with Radiance, and I want to say the majority of their titles have this. Here is The Snow Woman, and here is the alternate artwork that you can go. Actually, I've already flipped all of these around. This is the artwork that it came in. This is the alternate artwork. I'm a sucker for having all the descriptives on the back of my case without having to open it or anything, so that's why I decided to flip these around. And the next one we got, the last one, The Bride from Hades. Again, just movies I have never personally heard of that I am very, very okay checking out with in box sets like this, giving them a second life of sorts. Here is, again, this slipped over the entire box. Again, I just put it inside of The Bride from Hades because that's the title that kind of catches my attention the most. So I will probably check this one out first. That's haunting, dear Lord. Flipping through, got a whole bunch of essays about each and every one of these movies. Radiance puts out constantly great looking releases. This one is no different. And I want to say there's one more. Yes, I have not opened this one up yet. This is Japan Organized Crime Boss from 1969, excuse me. Again, not quite sure what this is about. I could read it from you. I'm assuming it's just like a mafia, Don, Yakuza type film. That's what I'm gathering here. Limited to 3,000 copies. I think all of their titles are very, very limited in their prints. If you don't know, Radiance was started by a former founding member of Arrow Video and decided to kind of branch off and make his own sub-label that he could call his own. So quality is there on their releases for sure. Let's do a couple of great new 4Ks. We have The Sixth Sense and we have Signs. A couple of years ago, when Knock at the Cabin came out, I believe, I rewatched all of M. Night Shyamalan's filmography. Signs is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan film, and I would not have pinned that before I did my rewatches. I think this movie is absolutely stunning and frightening, and just kind of an aura is around it from start to finish. People gave this movie so much crap about the third act twist with the water. Whatever. You don't know why the aliens are there in the first place, so why is that such a big freaking deal? Great movie. And I'm not a religious person, but there are religious overtones with Mel Gibson being a pastor that I think still stuck the landing for me. And we also have The Sixth Sense. Again, another solid Shyamalan film. Say what you will about the man as a director. When he first started, he was putting out bangers, folks. The Sixth Sense still holds up to this day. And if it's been a while for you since you've seen Signs or The Sixth Sense, they still hold up. Highly recommend it. Next up, we've got Twisters. Twisters, the collector's edition. I have the steelbook. It's upstairs because my family and I watched it last night. I should have grabbed it. Twister steelbook looks great, but this movie is a load of fun. I am a huge fan of the original. It's one of like 20 films that were filmed in my home state of Iowa, so that one holds a soft spot in my heart. This one just kind of takes that baton, kind of elevates it with the multiple twisters, but the supporting cast is an absolute blast. If you like the first movie, you should like this movie, and yeah, there is my thoughts on Twisters. Next up, we have a couple of Paramount movies. First, Paramount, this one's coming out in November. White Christmas, a Christmas holiday classic that I have not seen yet. It's having its 70th anniversary. So yeah, this is one I will be watching this holiday season. I have a holiday section in my collection, like a subsection, because I'm only going to watch Christmas movies during Christmas. So I have it in the main collection if I'm only going to want to browse that collection 1 month out of the year. But whenever December pops up, I am always happy to pop in something new that I haven't seen before. This includes a documentary from 1954 on there. That's so cool. Yeah, all of these movies, let me know your thoughts on any of them that you're a fan of, and why I should check them out first, which one I should check out first. Just let me know. We have a couple of DVD releases. First up from MVD, we have Behind the Bucket, which is a documentary about like a fan club of Star Wars who dress up as, you know, the Jedi scum, or not Jedi scum, Jesus, the stormtroopers and all the baddies from Star Wars. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, if you haven't noticed, but the main thing is that, yes, they dress up as bad guys, but they do good things for their community. Behind the Bucket. And next up, we have Found Emulsion, which I'm always a fan of documentaries like this, preserving the lost treasures of B-movie history. Absolutely, this film deep dives into the world of outsider cinema, celebrating lost or forgotten cult classics, bizarre oddities, mind-bending exploration flicks, and the people trying to save them. Yes, I don't know why Vinegar Syndrome wouldn't put this out. I feel like this is right up their alley. They put out mini, like 10, 15-minute making-ofs like every month talking about the process that they go through to restore some of their footage. Found Emulsions sounds right up my alley. Can't wait to check it out. But the other Paramount movie that I have is technically part of the Paramount Scares line, which is Addams Family Values. Have not seen this movie in quite some time, but it's coming out right in time for Thanksgiving. I do remember there's a Thanksgiving scene in here with Wednesday when they're at like a summer camp, something like that. I'm very excited to recheck this out. And I think I'm going to check it out with my family. My oldest daughter really liked Beetlejuice. We just watched Little Monsters last night. Kind of the same vibe. Addams Family's kind of the same vibe as Beetlejuice, so I think she will really like this. And I like the animated movie, so let's try a live action one on for size. From MVD, we have this movie that I have no idea how to say it because it's just random letters. ZYZZYX Road. Don't know anything about it, but it has some Tom Sizemore. Love me some Tom Sizemore. This sounds familiar to me too, a movie that just kind of came and went, but I very much enjoy the slipcover artwork over the original poster artwork because it's just floating heads. It doesn't really tell you anything. This doesn't really tell you anything either, but there's some puzzle pieces getting put together. So they're, mysteries afoot. Ring pops are had. Who doesn't love a ring pop? Katherine Heigl? I could go either way on Katherine Heigl, but Tom Sizemore makes me want to check that movie out. Last but not least, 2 more titles, but they're 2 beefy bad boys. Let's start out with House LLC, the complete collection, 1 through 4. It's not complete anymore because I want to say there's a new installment coming very, very soon. But this is as complete as we have gotten. These movies were stuck on streaming, so it's very nice to have a nice physical box set from them. I've not seen a lot of lenticulars from Umbrella. They did a very good job. I'm hoping that kind of comes out on camera. I've not checked this franchise out either, and it's one that I've always kind of wanted to. So I'm glad that I have the movies now in my collection to do so. There was a new study shown. They do this I can't remember who does it. They do it every year to where they kind of tell you what the top 10 scariest movies are based on science. There's a new number 10, and that is House LLC, the original. Again, I don't know much about this. I do know that it's a found footage franchise. That can go give or take for me. Some are very good, some are very forgettable. That looks haunting as all get out, so that really has me wanting to check this out pronto. As I'm recording this, there's still a few days left before Spooky Dooky season is over. I have finished all of my Psycho franchise. That was the main one I wanted to hit. I'm doing horror movie remakes too. I don't know if I want to cram a couple more of those in or if I want to cram this franchise in, because I am intrigued and I really like the run times on these as well. 91 minutes. They're all under 100, which for me, not having a lot of time to watch anything, it's great. 89 and 85 minutes for Hell House 2 and 3. They're both housed in this case. Hell House 2 and 3, the Abandoned Hotel and Lake of Fire. But at least when they're in here, they're each in their own individual space. They're not like double stacked or anything, which is always good to see. There's posters for all 4 films included in this set as well. Last but not least, we have House LLC Origins. Again, don't know much about this. Let me know what I'm missing in the comments, please. And I don't want to miss it for too much longer. But man, the book that is in here. Hardbound book talking about every single movie in the franchise. Of course, just kind of pop open. Am I getting any pictures? Pop open. There it is. It's just always nice to have. And then we also have some cards and the collector's, is it an O card? Is that what these are called? This box set was limited to 5,000 pieces. I got 2,295 right there. I'm a fan when these posters or when these art cards have posters from the movies on them. So I don't have to unfold the entire poster and it still gives me new artwork to look at. Absolutely. And I want to say the next 4 are like this. Again, don't know much about this franchise besides it's found footage and they kind of, there's clowns involved. I want to say they go to like haunted houses, right? They go like, I don't know. Obviously I'm a noob to this, but I'm very happy to add this to the collection so I can finally watch this franchise. But while I'm sliding this in, we have one more movie to talk about. And I saved this till last because it's not for your average consumer. This, my friends, is Caligula. My God, the ultimate cut. My God, this thing is a brick. Looks like it should be in a museum somewhere. This thing looks nice, and it's not messing around with all of the content inside either. Let's take a look at everything that this set has included. We have Caligula, the ultimate cut. This movie, is heavy. Like, normally, you know what an average case feels like. This is probably double what the average case is. Again, there's probably some nudie bits on there, so I'm not gonna show that. The reason why this thing is so heavy is, number one, it comes with a couple of posters. That's always nice. But number two, it comes with 4 discs, folks. Absolutely insane. It has 5 different cuts of this film, which is also insane. The ultimate cut is the only one that has a 4K. The other cuts are on Blu-ray. It's crazy that this movie has 5 cuts to begin with. I do know that it was like partially financed by Penthouse, I do believe. And that's the only thing I know about this movie, is that there are like orgies to be had. But it also has Helen Mirren and Malcolm McDowell. So it's like, okay, you got some heavy hitter cast, A-list talent that you're bumping uglies with. And a lot of uglies are being bumped. Another hardcover book. Always nice to see this. I'm not going to show anything in here. I think this one's kind of safe. There's a lot of nudity to be had in here. Here's another safe one. That's all I'm showing. I think I've pressed my luck on that enough. Look at this. Look at all of the special features that are included on this release. Absolutely insane. I want to say this is another 5,000 numbered box. I got number 792. And oh my God, it's a total of 5 different cuts. It's insane. The UHD disc is a 100 gigabyte disc, so it's gonna look as crispy as it absolutely possibly can. You can see some of the artwork on the posters right there. We talked about how one of these boxes, the Intruder, had a replica magazine. This one has a replica of the Penthouse Caligula issue, and I'm not going to show anything from in here because, yep. I think you can put 2 and 2 together there. There's a lot of tiddly bits. A lot of tiddly bits. I'm trying to look over these to see if the art cards are safe to look at. All but one are. One is not. But let's look over the rest here, huh? Never seen this movie. Never really knew how to check out this movie. So, okay, good. I was nervous that I did not censor these well enough, but I did. Okay. Has anybody out there seen Caligula? And not only is there one hardbound book, there's also a second beefy paperbound book that has screenplays and novelizations inside. A novelization of Caligula. Did not know that was a thing at all. But this thing is absolutely freaking packed to the rafters. If you are a fan of this movie, there is no way there's going to be a better, more detailed box set than there is right here from Umbrella Entertainment. And that is everything that I have to show off. I think that was enough. I don't know how long this video is. I tried to speed through as much as I could while still showing you everything that I possibly could. Again, I want to have these out every week. I feel like with 2 weeks, this is what I got in 2 weeks. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of stuff. And now I got to find room for it in my collection. I know that's going to be another video here. Hopefully be on the lookout for that next week. Those videos seem to do pretty well. You guys, I've heard a lot of comments being like, yeah, I like to fall asleep to you putting away movies. I'm like, yep, that sounds great. I have a channel on YouTube that I fall asleep to every night. So if that is me for you, that's great. But thank you for watching as far as you did in this video. Until next time, went brain dead there. I'll see you. Well, hello everybody. If you made it this far, congratulations. You found the after credits scene. Good for you. Good for you. Here is stack number 1. Oh my God. Here is stack number 2. Still, oh my God. Here is stack number 3. Smaller, still mighty. And then we also have stack number 4 of everything that I need to find room for in my collection right here. Dear God. Just a lot. And I'm happy that I have this stuff coming my way, but it's just daunting to put all of it away. I did just build a new shelf, so you will see that in the next video. But my question for you today is, what was your favorite movie out of this entire stack? Because for me, probably, out of the ones that I've seen, which is not a lot, unfortunately. I mean, that's a good and bad thing. I really like Signs. Signs is a load of fun. And Signs, Get Out. Signs or Get Out are probably up there for me. There's a lot of great heavy hitters here, but Signs, Get Out, Tales from the Hood. Those are like my top 3 right there. But again, a lot to frickin' choose from. If you made it all the way to this video, all the way to the end, wow, you are a trooper. Because I know I'm not even started editing this. It's gonna take a day and a half to put everything together that I want to here. So thank you for watching to the very end. It means a lot to me. And until next time, I will leave you with some Elvira Bava Boom.